Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to look at a couple of jobs. We've got a little doorbell to fit for a lovely old lady we do some work for. We've got to go and do some, I think it's garage sockets, I'm not even sure. We did some previously on another job and this sister got in contact. So we're going to try and film there today. I haven't asked her yet, but I will get permission before I film, I always do. We're going to get James and we'll see you in a bit. Got some socks on, James, well done. Right, it's not looking good. I don't think the lady's in, so we're going to give her a little knock. Pick this little one up, look. One goes in a socket, one has batteries, and then a little chime. There's the light. There we go. It's not on that one. Right. So this is the most technical part. James has got to let me do this part. Ain't you, James? So that goes in. I think that goes like that, mate. I'm not entirely sure. We'll just check the. Have you got the instructions? Have I got them? Okay. We'll have a look. Oh, here they are. Look. It's your job.
Thank you.
It's hard. It's technical. So you have to peel that off, and then we have to stick it on the door. Yeah.
On the door.
On the actual door. No, on the frame here. On the frame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, we better get this little fella off. 168 minutes on here.
Okay.
Yeah, I sorted it out.
You want to use it more as much as possible?
Yeah, use it up. We're just prepping, James. What are we doing?
Prepping.
We're prepping. There we go. It's all prepped. Just got to get it straight now, mate. This is your college.
Yeah.
This is the doorbell you have to do for college. Yeah, go for it, mate. Just got to get it straight, James. Too pressure, James.
Is that too high?
No, that's where it was, wasn't it? Go on. Just a little bit of pressure, James. A little gentle pressure. That's it. Just don't press the. Well, you can press it actually. Press the middle and just hold it because it's not gonna. That's it. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, not great.
Isn't great, is it?
It's not as good as what was on there. Oh, that's not too bad. What I might do is run a little bit of silicone, clear silicone, yeah. Just to. Right, that's that bit done. James, it's got the batteries. He's coming. He's in the van.
Why is this yellow?
I have no idea. Ugh.
Is it yellow?
Ugh. Why was that gone yellow? It was alright the other day, wasn't it?
We literally used it on Monday.
Did you wee in the end of it?
I think it must have.
Look, we put this light in ages ago. Marked it up for her. And we clipped it because look at this. We had to match in. Look, do you think we put metal clips on? Of course we did, James. Of course we did, didn't we?
So yellows.
Okay, got the skids of batteries. Please. There we go. 3 of, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you this is quite technical, so I need to get it on camera. Keep the door open, mate. So what you have to do is try and open this, look, like that. Oh, tell you what. I'm glad you're here, James. Supervision, yeah. Stunning. Stunning, mate. There we go, another happy customer. We cleaned this out the other day, look, I'm actually quite impressed. With it, look. Right, here we go, typical new build. 2.5 cable spurred from inside the house on a 13 amp fuse connection unit. They've then put a fuse spur in, so they put a 3 amp fuse in there to fuse the lights down, and then they give you one socket. So what we're going to do, so they've had this garage door cut in, so the builders just left it like this. So we're going to tidy this up. We're then going to add a socket in over here, one here somewhere, one over here somewhere. Put the light on, please, mate. One over here somewhere, and then we've got to put an outdoor socket in. So we'll probably run a tube. We're going to run this in white conduit. Run another tube up, down, drill a hole out into the garden so she can put a water feature. James is happy because they've supplied him with some Maltesery goodness. And a cup of tea. And yeah, so we got 2 sockets to do, one outside, and then tidy up that little bit of a mess there. So not a big job, but a little job, and the ladies waited for us for a while, so I think we're best to get it done, eh, James? Well, what we're going to do is run another tube up out of this socket. We change this to metal clad because it looks better. We'll go up there, and then what we'll do, we'll go up on this top of this beam. We're not going to drill any structural roofing timbers on this one. What's that? Oh, that plugs into there. That's for. She should have had a socket up there, shouldn't she? That's for the camera, isn't it? The ring thing. But oh well. We found a nice little gap here. Look, not that you can see because it's frigging dark, but there's a gap here. We're going to clip our cable. Why is it so dark? Honestly, I can't see anything on this camera. No. I've got my phone. There we go. Got a nice gap there. We're going to straighten this cable up, clip it along that back of that fascia there, and just drop it straight down into the conduits. I've never seen this. Yeah, they're in that tub there, aren't they? Yeah. They're quite nice. Look, we get to park right next to the job, which is good. We're going to go 120 to top. This is what they've done. They've done the same, and we're going to have to get a light in a minute. That big
rocket.
No. So that'll come down in a tube, 120. We'll have to knock a bit off here because this is going to be a nightmare to fix too. We were going to go back up, but we're actually going to go down and across and out to the outdoor socket. And then we're just going to come back over the top of this beam. What we've been able to do is fish behind this beam rather than drilling this big structural fella that's holding the roof. We don't drill roofing timbers, do we, James? No. And then we're going to clip along here, back of the beam so you can't see the cable, along here, drop down to the other socket over there. How was your Maltesery? Not as expected, was it?
Different.
It was different, wasn't it?
It's a nice day.
Yeah?
Can't go wrong with
Are you going to have one of them tea cakes as well?
Yeah.
Do some work first. James. James, stop. You know when you notice things when you're working? So that beam there is sat perfectly on those blocks. These columns are taking this roof, obviously. They've buttered up the joins. Look, it's actually sat on a little piece of wood. Look. And then just buttered up there. So we've got our cables clipped because we can. There's no way this. So if there was a fire in here, it's wooden anyway, and the cable is hooked behind this beam and that beam. But what we've done, we've put a selection of metal ones on because we can. I'm not saying you have to do it, but it's better to do bout and braces, isn't it, James? Yeah. Bout and braces. So we've got all our cables in now. We're now just going to thump an hole out through that wall there for this outdoor double socket now. Alright, there we go. We've got an hole. You can see through there now. See some light. There's our hole for our socket. We're out. Caught on there. Get off. That's because they've got a nail there. So we'll tube that down out of that socket, bosh that out there. We're ready to go and get some bits, James. Let's go, mate. Let's go. We went to Lamps Electrical in Kidlington and I nearly had a heart attack when the bloke came out and said £197. All we got was 3 click metal clad sockets, 1 Hamilton outside socket, 3 lengths of tube, some couplers, metal coupler, what else do we get? Terminal box, right angle box, female adapters and a some saddles, and it was 200 quid. So he actually tried charging us £99 for a metal coupler. Yeah. So we're isolated inside the house. He didn't have anything on there, so what we're going to do is put a metal bush, a metal coupler, 2 bushes, bush to a metal clad. Then we'll wire back up through and we'll get our 2.5 in this same bit of tube, but we need to just make this a little bit tidier. I think the builders had a go at putting this back, but it's not very straight and whatnot, so the builders had a good go at putting that glass back on. I just noticed that. Yeah, great. Okay, I'll sort that out then, Bob.
Just don't go all the way through because I'll use washers. Just a gentle. Oh, that's good enough. Yeah, do all 4, yeah. And what we normally do, we put some silicone around this, we bead this silicone out and then it stops any water getting into here. We'll do it on these as well, James. Just on the fixings, yeah? Top man. Top man, yeah. Oh, no! Gently, gently. Gently. That's it. Beautiful. And then put that little fella through there, buddy.
Did you just bang your head again? Just banged your head again on the cat thing, James. Got some cat rollers and James has banged his head on it about 3 times now. Well, I've re-terminated the builder's SWA, okay. I've put one screw in, we've kicked him over a little bit to keep him away from, they're doing something with this frame, not sure what they're doing. We're just going to reset the laser up to get our fixing straight. It will kick over slightly, but it's going to look better than what it did look like. And then I'll laser this up and get this as straight as I can, but it's a bit bowed now because it's been left sort of hanging at a jointy angle. James is just putting up the saddles for the pipe to get that all tied in nicely, and I am working over here. Got my laser set up, as you can just see it there. Got my laser set up, and I'm going to drop some pipe down here and that side, and then maybe come off the bottom of this socket along here and to the outside socket. Are you tightening up your bush? Are you? What was I going to say? All we're doing is poking up this conduit behind the beams as they've done previously. Just so we got a bit of a cable route into these cables. Oh, tweaked. Huh? Nothing that I can say on camera, James. Two 2.5s go nice side by side in a bit of 20mm tube. I'll then push the slack up like that, leave a little bit, and then I'll be able to get it into the box there. Look, like that, James. Yeah, like that. Fantastic. Look at that, that's absolutely beautiful. Pull the slack. Huh? Beautiful. Pull the slack back down and it should push me conduit that way, shouldn't it? Come on. What's going on with that then? What's that stuck on, mate? Can't see. Just literally the cables. I need a pair of steps, buddy. I'm too short. I'm too short. The conduit whacked me in the nether regions.
Did it?
Yes. What, have you done that, yeah?
I did drill.
Have you? You got to drill it out?
Yeah.
Okay. What is that stuck on? What the hell is that stuck on? There we go. There we go, mate.
Got the drill.
Yeah. You can use our drill, James.
That's good.
You're going to make a big clattery banging noise now?
Yeah. Do you want to wait a sec?
No, just go for it, mate.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll just leave it in for people with headphones on.
Don't put more on there.
Right. So we kept the saddle spacing the same. Tried to replicate what we had over there. And if you've ever worked on Cotswold stone before, you'll know that it's a bloody nightmare to get it nice and flat and flush. So I'll leave these slightly, not loose, but I'll leave them so I can adjust them, and then in a minute you'll see I'll put the laser on it and it'll be ever so off. So what I'll have to do is get my hammer and just tweak the saddle over like that. Look, get it bang on centre of the tweak. There we go, that's bang on now. I've done my best under here. It's a little bit hard with these blocks. You can see how textured they are, if that's the word, textured. And then all I've got to do now is drop a line down here, put my angle box on, and you could have pulled that, but with it being twin and earth, it's just easier to have a wire way basically to get your twin and earth through. Obviously, if you was doing this in full containment, we'd do it in singles, but as we're doing it in someone's garage, we're just doing it in twin and earth. How you getting on, James? James is connecting up this socket and the spur for the lights, so that just stays on the load. Lights stay on the load, we go in the supply. we basically 13 amps fuse, that'll be 3 amps fuse from there, yeah?
No.
Okay, socket up and put a fly lead on that one, yeah?
Yep.
Please. This is done. I'm going to drop a cable down here now out to my socket, put my box lids on, connect that up, and then I'm going to move this stuff and then do this last one over here.
What's happening, mate? Is that up just stand it? Is that top it? It's fine?
Yeah.
Fine?
You bent it over, didn't you?
Yeah, bent it over.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Good job.
Sure.
Good job. I'll pay you £1,000 for today because you're doing such a good job, James. More than normal, yeah?
Take from things now.
Huh?
She's £2 now.
£2,000 now. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Right, where's them box lids? Where's them box lids? There they are. So I get a lot of messages on Instagram and through emails, and I get a lot of people asking me business-related questions. How do you run social media, your YouTube, your business, pricing, etc., etc. So I've created a club. It's not just for electricians; it's a club for all tradesmen, really. So I'll put a link in the description for you. It's the club at cjelectrical.com, something like that. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. If you want to go and check it out, it is £5 a month. Obviously, it's not free for me to run the club. It's only £5 a month, and you can cancel at any time. But yeah, we've got a forum on there. We've got some useful videos, and there's some good, really interesting things coming to the club. So keep an eye out. Go and check it out if you want to join. And you, the good thing is you get a free Zoom call with me and James. Are you coming on the Zoom call, James?
I don't worry.
I got one tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
A chap in India.
What?
India.
Really?
Yes, from India, yeah. Indian sparks. Okay, so socket's in, conduit runs low level. James is disconnecting him up outside. We've got our other socket over here done. Just need to hoover that bit of dust up. James has finished this over here. New metal clad Galvy coupler. I'm going to screw that back and then we're going to do a little bit of testing. Right, powered up. It'll be interesting to see what this earth loop is here on this first socket, which is the closest one from the kitchen. 0.60 to the end socket, which is this one over here. So a little bit more cable. And then we'll do the RCD. James has gone inside. Be higher than 0.60. 0.87. And remember, our overcurrent protection is actually a 13 amp fuse, basically. Plus MCB, RCD on the other end. 0.84. Right. Let's go auto type A. Type A. Shockingly, they fitted a type A, but a split load with no SPD. One spare away, which is not great, is it? Imagine telling a client if they want some new circuits, you've got to upgrade the fuse board in a relatively brand new house. Not great. Come on, James. Yes. Times 5 now. 32.4. Last but not least. Set. And the thing this, not this tester is, it brings it up for you, look. So we can record the highest on our minor works will be times 5, be 32.4. Right, that's it, we've done on this one. Yeah, it's dark, isn't it? Just having the last final brew. Clients kindly just bought us a cup of tea. Thank you very much. We're all on, we're all done. That's nice and tidy now. I can't see because I haven't flipped it, but hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. Very dark, but very exciting. 2 sockets, pipe down, goes to the outside socket. And a note to make with the Hamilton ones, James, is what? Don't put the socket on until you put the front plate on, because you can't get to the screws. Happy? Right, we're not going to finish now because we're going to go to a boiler job. We've got to do a boiler job quickly. And if we get any footage, we will. Right, that's it, end of day. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage from the boiler job. Give you a quick backstory. We went and did a boiler connect heating system for a plumber, and he supplied a wireless Honeywell thermostat, and they just didn't know how to use it, basically. Because when we finished, the plumber hadn't finished, so we couldn't show the client how to use it. So the plumber kind of just went, this is it, it's on. So they tried to sort it out themselves, but they couldn't do it. So I just, they had the temperature set too high, and the boiler keeps firing up to try and maintain that temperature that's too high. Basically had it set at like 22, so it's just too hot. I said put it down to 19, put it in the middle of the room, out of direct sunlight, and it will just keep a nice ambient temperature for the room. If you go to bed, take the thermostat with you, and then it will maintain a nice temperature in your bedroom for you. So that's it. Thanks for joining us on the video. Don't forget to check out the CJR Electrical Club, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.